On today's episode of Uncoachable, a king gets checkmated, the Madden Curse gets merciful, and Oklahoma softball learns what most marriages do by year 4. Nobody's scoring like they used to. Welcome to Uncoachable Episode 2, I'm your host Alex Blau. The newest Madden cover athlete has been revealed. Congratulations to Jacksonville Jaguars DB Jarrian Jones, who became the first Jaguar ever to grace the... Oh, it's not him? Oh, it's literally not him. They staged it with an actor and a pulley system. But the actual play, the reverse hurdle, was insanely mind-blowing. Poetry in motion, a work of art. Which, by the way, has any modern reboot actually been as good as the original? Doolittle? Nope. Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Not unless you're severely concussed. And any Disney movie of the past decade? Turns out, EA Sports was actually trying to spare Jarrian Jones by replacing him with an unidentifiable player and a plain black helmet. Yeah, nothing says protection like recreating your trauma in 4K with even better lighting. But that's not how bullies work. Trying to hide the issue always makes it worse. Like those pimple patches in fun shapes like stars, now everyone knows you have a zit, and half the room thinks you've converted to Hinduism overnight. The Madden 26 cover couldn't have come at a better time for Saquon Barkley, cause it's been a rough offseason in the court of public opinion. First, some of his fiance's former tweets resurfaced, featuring a handful of racial slurs. So Saquon did the only logical PR move, golfing with Donald Trump. That's the equivalent of getting Marlboro to sponsor your lung transplant. And when that backlash hit, Saquon doubled down. He defended the visit with Trump by name-dropping Obama, saying, "I've golfed with Obama too," to justify hanging with Trump. And that's not the alibi you think it is. It's the PR equivalent of admitting, "I couldn't have committed arson. I was out of town." Where, you ask? Little St. James Island. You can check the flight list. Honestly, this Madden Curse would be a breath of fresh air at this point. And I'm sure it doesn't help that his best friend and QB Jalen Hurts continuously dodged questions about the Eagles' White House visit. But he was never going to meet with Trump. Not because of politics, just because the opposite of the tush push is the pussy grab.
Hey, when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
In other NFL news, Detroit Lions offensive lineman Frank Ragnow announced his retirement at 29, citing health concerns. And this continues one of Detroit's oldest traditions. No, not Lions greats walking away with more injuries than career playoff wins, but early retirements. First Barry Sanders, then Megatron Calvin Johnson, now Ragnow? Detroit really is turning into the football version of Leo DiCaprio. If you show too much maturity, you gotta go. Ding dong, the witches are dead. The Oklahoma Sooners softball team, 4-time defending champs, were upset late last night by Texas Tech. The last time Oklahoma missed the Softball World Series was 2018. Since then, we've had 2 presidents, 3 Spider-Men, pickleball became a thing, and about what 9 people called the worst thing that's ever happened. Sorry, 8. I counted pickleball twice. It's that upsetting. This was the Red Raiders' first trip to the Softball World Series. On paper, it looks like a dynasty collapsed, but Texas Tech didn't dethrone that Oklahoma. This year's Sooners had 14 new players. It wasn't a repeat cast, it was a reboot. Beating them was less David vs. Goliath and more like Succession coming back. But instead of Logan Roy, it follows older cousin Greg and his kids running their empire of regional trampoline parks.
Hey! Quit it! Whoa. Wait, okay. Please get off! Can you fuck off? Can you just get the fuck off?
But perhaps the greatest upset of yesterday came at the Norway Chess 2025 tournament. Magnus Carlsen, the #1 ranked thinking man's gladiator, just got beat by someone who can't rent a car yet. The reigning king of chess got outplayed by 19-year-old D. Kukesh and handled it with the emotional stability of anyone who's spent 34 years stuck inside playing the same board game over and over and over again. He slammed his hands down on the table and stormed off like a Lannister with a bruised ego. Which tracks, because as they say in Westeros, when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you rage quit. And finally, before we wrap today's show, we wanted to take a moment to honor someone who made sports smarter, and made being smart about sports cool. John Brenkus, the creator and host of ESPN Sports Science, passed away this weekend at 54 after a battle with depression. Brenkus was the first guy to convince ESPN viewers that math isn't just something you cheated on in high school. Thanks to him, even for a brief, beautiful moment, being a nerd was a jock's best friend. And now, today's uncoachable moment. Watch and learn absolutely nothing. Thanks for watching the second episode of Uncoachable. Check back in tomorrow for more headlines, and don't forget to check out some of the long-form special episodes out on YouTube now. NIL 4 years in, Luka Doncic and the state of the Mavs, and the rise and fall of Hooters.